just
there are
imagine.
of course instances of, I mean, uh,
Panic, 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 panic,
is there some
panic,
panic
panic.
button in the background?
No, no, no. This is just yeah, it's random. Shiva
Okay.
interfering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, I mean, I'm basically a child of the 80s, 1980s, and I can
Okay.
somehow understand a certain desperateness among young people, and I mean, I see it with many friends and my younger brothers even, that they don't have a
Yeah.
perspective, and they subconsciously see things going down in a way, or crashing. I just watched the Titanic movie 2 days ago, actually,
Panic,
from the late
panic,
90s. And so
Yeah.
many people
panic,
subconsciously have this gut feeling that there is a ship
panic,
sinking somehow, and that they are very depressed about it without really knowing why. So
Yeah.
I think that's a main topic, and that's a main feeling of many people since the 80s, since Falco and all these
Flapper?
Falco. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
it's the neighboring country. Sometimes you have to look over the borders.
I know.
And
My good friend here on the show, certainly repeated his big fan of Flacco. Flacco came from Styria
no,
also,
no, it's
Graz.
basically Viennese, but he certainly will have Styrian ancestors, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I understand this depression somehow, but on the other hand, there is a lot of bright side on the horizon, and I mean, I kind of hinted at this on the book cover even, with a cryptically sun there emerging over the horizon.
Yeah, seeing, yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it is really it is a serious book. Like there are some really serious issues in there, and I I have to say it's pretty well written. Shout out to you for writing this in English, and also like for the balancedness of your statement. I think you want to wake people a little bit up, but no panic and no too crazy ideas, and always like a proper understanding of okay, we are now here, how to get out, what to do, what not to do, which is correct.
yeah, I think it's. I think I'm even getting over optimistic the more I research the dark sides of life, and that sounds controversial somehow, but it's really true because the more I researched, the more I found out that basically we are not lacking resources. I mean, I kind of found peak oil, for instance, dismantled. I found out that there is basically,
That is amazing.
yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I found out
Yeah.
that the free energy movement, for instance, is far on its way. That's probably cold fusion is working since the 70s and things like that. And basically, that the only problem we still have is a management problem. So basically, the fish starts thinking on its head. Uh, that's one point that kind of,
That.
yeah, people forgot it, I think, since the 19th century. So
That's
So, I
yes.
mean, Switzerland is a landlocked
Yeah.
country, so they don't know about stinking fish, probably. I don't.
Yeah, we have some ugly filler in the trees, eh? But and sometimes the fish starts to stink even in the tram in Zurich. But this is another story. I would like to say, you know, this is a very nice purple covered book, The Pre-Revolution Handbook by Klaus Dettelbacher. Klaus has gone out of the Europe. He is now hiding or just prevailing in the Hindustan, in the Bharat. But we don't imagine he is living like in the slum. No, 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 proper, nice apartment. And Klaus, are you worried for your own life and for the life of your wife?
Actually, I'm constantly worried. I mean, when I was still in Europe, I was kind of an amateur alpinist, and I think, once I got married, actually, I let my wife start climbing the difficult pitches, and I think my Chinese sign is a rabbit, so that says it all. So I'm very worried about everything, and I'm paranoid. I'm everything you can
No,
imagine. But
Well, I don't know because you were the guy who convinced me to go into Kashmir, and normally tourists don't go there, but I think it was very
And
safe.
Kashmir is perfectly safe, don't worry.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
it's everything that is announced as unsafe is probably very safe. Almost everything.
Yeah.
But
As expected and announced, we brought to you Mr. Klaus Dittelbach. He has written the Pre-Revolution Handbook. You can go to Amazon, written by Klaus Dittelbacher, not Dattelbecher, not the cup of dates. And even Schüttelbecher, no? No, Dittelbacher. Okay, say hello to Sonia, to your wife, and to your sweet little cats. I hope they didn't sit on the floor
the
tonight.
cat is very cozy here on the writing table.
Okay, please come in. I think I'm going to first read this book. You are probably going to order this book, and then you can call. It's getting a little bit late on the show once more. For now, thank you very much, and Jai Hind. 2 a.m. already.
Yeah, but it's a never sleeping city.
Never sleeping city, but your wife, she had to go to bed probably.
No, my wife is actually in Dhaka, in the worst polluted city after New Mexico.
I wouldn't say. I mean, I was in Dhaka a year ago, and I have to say Bangkok was worse.
Okay, Calcutta maybe, no?
No. What was also good?
Bangkok is for tourists, no?
Bangkok is for tourists, yes.
I can't imagine that there is pollution in Bangkok.
They have. I think thanks to the Janata Bharata party, you have now a rather nicely polluted city in New Delhi.
Yeah,
no?
actually the BJP is very good. I mean, as always, fascist governments are very good in battling pollution.
Okay, Klaus, tell us something. You're listening to Radio Stadtfilter, also known as anti-capitalistic left-hand side for socialism. Global warming here. People believe in this. Now we're going to have another voice because you think global warming is just a big hoax, and you're going to tell us now why are they doing the whole thing with the global warming, which is not scientifically proved.
Yeah, actually, it's quite simple. I mean, Al Gore has about 4 large houses, I think, he owns for his private enjoyment. And one of these houses is in Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, about half a meter above the sea. That's Al Gore, actually. So basically, global warming, which is now refurbished into climate change because the warming was kind of cold last winter globally. And
so they had to change the name.
Yeah, they changed the name because actually, I mean, if you announce Persil as washing whiter than the clouds and they don't live up to this, and your children constantly keep making their clothes dirty and it's not working, then you have to change something in the advertisement. And actually, I mean, there is pollution in the world, and India is a very good example. That you see pollution every day, and it's a real problem. And there are some problems on this planet that needs to be addressed. But actually, CO2 is not part of it, definitely. And if people do their homework, and they will see that, for instance, CO2 is it's basically not the issue, and there are many sources on the internet, and you can discuss it with better you discuss it with experts, not with policymakers. And yeah, I mean, there was this climate gate last year, and I think since then the whole CO2 issue slowly died, kind of, and with it the carbon tax, and that's basically all it is about, because it's, in my opinion, and I'm not the only one, it's basically a tool to steer the world into a global taxation model, and the global taxation authority under the guidance of the UN maybe, or the World Bank. Yeah, that's basically summing it up, what I think about carbon trading and the CO2 idea. They yeah, some few very
Yes. So we have now heard about false flag attacks. We have heard about CO2. We have heard about bad governance and stuff. So let's talk a little bit how did you get into this whole new field of studies, whole new area of seeing the world, media stuff, new people? I mean, what happened? At what age that got you kicked in, and that let you even write this book now today?
Ooh, that's quite complicated. Yeah, actually, I mean that my original approach maybe was that I realized that there's not everything in this world working as portrayed in school or in the mass media, which I think everybody knows to a certain bit that there's a lot of advertisement and propaganda around, and hasn't much changed since the Cold War. Or...
Exactly. But I have to say, we are a politically correct program. If there are some schoolboys and girls listening, go to school. You can still learn a lot there. It's very good. But I have to also say, a lot of misinformation going on. I think in school maybe percentage of misinformation is around about 60 to 70%. Is totally useless and even dangerous.
Maybe 90%.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. But we also have to say, since 18 months you're living in India, and I want to know from you, did this change your outlook on the world, like how you deal with stuff? What are you writing about? Or would it be the same if you had stayed in Bern or Glarus or Graz?
Actually, I mean, India is, of course, changes the perception very much because, I mean, you quickly realize, even if you're brought up in the rich West, you quickly realize that you can be very poor, and you see this every day, and you see how miserable people are, and you see even that you, I mean, there are car accidents where basically no one is helping. There's no ambulance coming, and if you don't pay, for instance, you can die in front of a hospital here, even if you're a Western tourist. So,
yeah, so India is in many it's just straight in the face, just things are happening that in our eye are completely outrageous, but that is kind of normal.
Yeah, I mean the extreme is very normal in India, I would say, and I mean you see.
So you find also the opposite, like totally correct, nice people, amazing human beings, also places and stuff. You find this often in India?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I would say you really find extremes in the way that you probably, if there are holy men or saint, basically almost saints in the world somewhere, then it's probably in India, and also women. I don't talk about men only. And on the other side, you find maybe the most simple people also here, in a positive sense and also in a negative sense. And you have, I think, if I recall it right, you have most dollar millionaires in the world in India as a country. I mean, there's no country, be it China, Russia, or the US, with so many dollar millionaires. So there are many very rich people, and yeah.
Yeah. Do you count yourself amongst the rich people?
I think I count myself among the rich people more and more. I mean, even if I take a hot shower, I imagine to be a very lucky person.
But also reaching understanding, reaching knowledge?
I think I can't judge this independently. But I mean, of course, I have access to a lot of tools compared to other people.
You have access to a lot of tools, and you have access to different languages now, because you are coming from Graz, you're speaking Österreichisch. Now you're going to continue the interview in Deutsch, okay?
Syrien, maybe, ja, wir können. Also Schweizerdeutsch kann ich natürlich noch auf ein Kästchen, allerhöchstens, aber...
Aber du verstehst bitte Deutsch?
Natürlich, bestimmt.
Ich rede auch ganz bisschen, aber I'm better in English. So, Klaus, will you ever come back to Europe?
Of course. Natürlich nur auf jeden Fall mal zum Einkaufen, nicht? Und auf jeden Fall erst nach
Normal
Weihnachten.